So I'm here with Ryan Keller, confidence coach, and I'm interested to know what is it in your personal life, your personal history, that qualified you, motivates you to want to do this work with personal success coaching.
Well, I think what qualifies you for this line of work is just personal experience. It's life experience. It's going through many different things throughout your life and able to put those things together and understand why they happened the way they did. One of the things that drew me to coaching and has drawn me to working with other people and, kind of reaching a hand out for other people that struggle, looking out for the underdog and all that kind of stuff is, my father died when I was really young. I was 3 years old, and, my whole life I kind of searched for that male role model and that male figure. Never really found it, to be honest. I've had different mentors throughout my life. I've had different people give me different advice. And what ended up working best for me is taking advice from everyone and just disseminating good and bad advice. I actually have some mentors that I have around me solely to give me why not to do certain things. Because they're terrible at everything that they do and their advice is terrible, but I know what not to do from those people. But at the end of the day, the reason that I feel like I should, I look out for people and I try to find people, when I talk to people who are either, not as well versed as I am or not in the know like I am about certain things, I feel it's kind of my obligation because I never had that growing up. So it feels good to me to be able to do that to other people, seeing as I wasn't given that.
Right on. So a lot of people will say they're naturals with this. Obviously, you've had some influences along the way, but I'm sure there were some specific people along the way at just the right time that brought you to where you are now. So who were your coaches?
Well, to be honest, at first I thought I was a natural, and until I got asked a couple of serious questions about myself, I really didn't look at it that way. I kind of considered myself a natural because I was lucky enough for my coaches, quote unquote, they came in my life at an early age. So, at the end of the day, everyone needs a coach. Everything we do in life is a learned behavior. We don't just do things just to do them. We learned it from somewhere. My coaches happened to come along when I was 14 years old. I was living in Chicago. I had a few of my cousins were older than me. They were juniors and seniors in college. So I got a fake ID when I was 14. Got to jump into the club scene very early. As a 14, 15-year-old, I got to understand the game of talking to 21-year-old women. Obviously, that's a completely different game because I can't talk about high school and what I did in class that day and, any of that kind of stuff. And I really couldn't even talk about living at home. So, it forced me to elevate my game very quickly. My cousins also taught me how to dress. They also taught me what to say to women and what not to say to women. There was a lot of times when I said the wrong things and got laughed at, and it wasn't fun. But at the end of the day, they were there to kind of mold me and cultivate me into, part of who the guy I am right now, and at least giving me enough advice and enough portions of the game to talk to a woman who's 6, 7 years older than me. And at that time, that's a pretty big deal, 21 and 14. It's not so much of a difference if you're 30 and 40, but at that developmental stage in your life, it's a pretty big deal. So they also taught me how to be very social with people. They taught me how to move into circles. They taught me how to move in and out of different circles, how to relate to the different circles. And I just watched them, picked up a lot of things. And then when I got to college, my freshman year in college, when I was about 17, just about to be 18, I met a girl who was an opera major. And she was getting her master's in opera, and it was her last semester. We met my freshman year, my first semester. We met, she took a liking to me, and she basically for a whole semester showed me everything that I needed to know about a woman. Where to touch, what to do, how to set the mood. You're going too fast, slow down, touch here. all of that kind of stuff. And so basically by the time I was done with my freshman year in college, I felt like I was untouchable as far as women are concerned. And to be honest, after those 2 different coaches, I pretty much was untouchable. I mean, I had enough know-how to get out there and get what I wanted. And now that I'm 34 years old, I've basically been cultivating and perfecting what I learned for 20 years now. That's why I thought I was a natural, because it happens so early in life. But with a lot of people, it just doesn't happen that early in life. A lot of people, they don't get that type of coaching until they get in college, out of college, early 30s when they start developing. And it's nobody's fault. It's just that everybody needs to recognize that at some point they need to have those type of coaches in their life.
Right on. So our program really provides both of those aspects that you just described. Mm-hmm. We have the male polarity, the male voice, providing guidance with all those things your cousins provided you. And we have the sexuality coaching and the feminine voice in our program. So we've got a very well-rounded program, but we're always innovating and changing and growing. What is it about the work that we're doing specifically with this team that gets you up in the morning, gets you excited about engaging with students?
I think what we have going on is great. The reason being is that it gives our guys a way to fish. We don't just give them their fish. We don't give them their breakfast. We teach them how to fish so that when they're done, the point is to get through this program and leave us. The point is not to hang around. The point is not for us to keep them around because, we want to get them out of the nest and we want to see them fly. That's the point. That's great for us. And, we feel better about it because we've built more confident and stronger men. And that's one of the things that I love about the program. I don't come from a pickup artist background. I don't come from somewhere where it's a deception game, like a back and forth. It's more of a we're here to build confidence. We're here to build to make guys understand that everything and every tool that they have and that they need to talk to women is inside them. And although most guys come to us because they want to learn how to talk to women better, what we end up doing is making them better in many aspects of their life, in business, in relationships, in their friendships with other guys. So there's a lot more things that they might not understand that they're lacking, but just because they do take our classes and they do go through what we go, through our programs, at the end of the day, they end up understanding all of that. And that's what I love about the program. It's not just about talking to women. It's more about a whole life-changing experience. It's almost the difference between, it's small little differences that we make. Small little thought processes that we have. It's the same thing as if you ask your kids. There's 2 different ways you can tell a kid to take a shower. You can tell a kid that you can ask them, say, "Hey, you ready to take a shower?" with a question mark at the end. Or you can say, "It's time to get up and take a shower." Those 2 things are the exact same thing. It's just small little mindsets that we change in our guys that make them have a completely different outlook on life.
What I hear is you're on a mission, and that this has a bigger impact on the world than just individual lives. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate that you're on the team and that I get to work with you. And thank you for your time with this interview.
Bring me on board.
Yeah, right on.
All right.